I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Yahweh being the true name of the Heavenly Father, YAHAWASHI being the true name of His only begotten Son. Also want to give double honors unto the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone, blessings and salutations unto the elect of Yashala, which consists of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as you Akim out there enduring this truth across the four corners of the earth, teaching and prophesying through the Spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai in truth and sincerity, as well as the men and women that follow, and those who might look like the other nations but are of the nation of Israel and their father's side by blood. And just jumping into a quick lesson. I was sitting here, doing my finances earlier, and it kind of got my mind, on the debt, you know. And we know when we look up that earnest, right? Which one is it? Yeah, I think it's Ephesians. Which is the earnest of our inheritance. Kind. So I'll read it. Well, God 3, it says, I'll start with the Ephesians one. It says Ephesians 1 and 14. Here, let's do this. Just so we right there. This Ephesians 1, and I'll start up a little bit. I'll go to 13. It says, in whom ye also trusted, after that ye heard the word of truth, the gospel of your salvation, in whom also after that ye believed, ye were sealed with the Holy Spirit of promise, which is the earnest of our inheritance until the redemption of the purchased possession unto the praise of his glory. Right? Let's even get it in NLT. It says, and now you Gentiles have also heard the truth, the good news that the Most High saves you. And when you believed in Hamashiach, he identified you as his own by giving you the Holy Spirit, whom he promised long ago. And that goes to show you that's why it's only for Yashala, only for the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Does not include the heathen. The heathen wasn't around when we got the law. The heathen wasn't around when we got the curses. All right. And it ain't gonna be around when we get the blessings. And I mean by partaking within it. All right. Now you had heathen that dealt with, men and women of our nation, and they abided by our ways. Okay, for the most part. All right. It says the Spirit of the Most High is guarantee that he will give us the inheritance he promised, and that he has purchased us to be his own. He did this so we would praise and glorify him. All right. So, when you get into that earnest, what does it say? In earnest, it says money which which in purchases is given as a pledge or a down payment that the full amount will subsequently be paid. All right. So that's what it is. We're in debt at the end of the day. Let's see this root word. Yeah, pledge or security. So you pretty much you owe. All right. You owe. You're in debt. We're in debt through the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right. So that's what got me thinking about it. I want to, let me check those other ones just to see. 5:5. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 5. I go to 1. It says, for we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved, we have a building of the Most High, an house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens. For in this we groan earnestly, desiring to be clothed upon with our house which is from heaven. If so, be that being clothed, we shall not be found naked, which is our new bodies that we're going to receive, you know, when we can be perfect. All right. It says, for we that are in this tabernacle do groan, being burdened, not not for that we would be unclothed, but clothed upon, that mortality might be swallowed up of life. Yeah, overcome death, man. It says, now he that hath wrought us from the self same thing is the Most High, who also hath given unto us the earnest of the Spirit. And that's what it is. It's a down payment. It's a, all right, here, you know, take this and do this and do that with it. All right, but upon me giving this to you, this is how you operate with it, which brings us here over to Matthew's 25, right? This is Matthew's 25 and 14. It says, for the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who calleth his own servants and deliver unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey. That's very important, because the Lord he gives everybody what they can handle. Okay. Let's see. We'll get both. His several ability pertaining to oneself, one's own, belonging to oneself. Yeah. Uh, so you can't say you don't have enough, that you need more, or you got too much, that you need less, because the Lord gave us, right, what he gave us enough, enough to get the job done. All right, this is for the word was it ability? Yep, kind of ability. It says strength, power, ability, inherent power, power residing in a thing by virtue of its nature, or which a person or thing exerts and put forth. Power for performing miracles, moral power and excellence of soul, the power and influence which belong to riches and wealth, power and resources arising from numbers, power consisting in or resting upon armies, forces, or hosts. So at the end of the day, it's your ability, it's your power, it's your will, in a sense. All right. Um, let's see what we got down here. Force, yeah, because that's what you got. There got to be some type of energy to get you going, man, which is the spirit at the end of the day. Okay, and the Lord's given us just enough, right? All of our down payments is different, you know, cause oh man, I gotta find that preset. I have to find that precept. I forget how it goes. Let me see. Dang, I hate to type this in. I ain't gonna type that. John 3. Please be John 3. John 3. John 3. Got a little cold, so Salaki. If I sound a little crazy, sniffling, and possibly about to be blowing my nose in a little bit here. Yeah. This is John 3 and 34. It says, well, let's go to 33. It says, he that hath received his testimony had set to his seal that the Most High is true. For he whom the Most High had sent speaketh the words of the Most High. Now, he's an angel. He's a messenger as well. He know exactly. He got it from the source. All right, so ain't no miscommunication and misinterpretations when it comes to the understanding. So like you. Because he got it from the source. All right. It says, for he whom the Most High had sent speaketh the words of the Most High. For the Most High giveth not the Spirit by measure unto him. Right? So the Lord had he had 144% of the Spirit, jokingly, but he had no limits to it. It wasn't measured out to him. It's here. Take this, all of it. But unto us, there's it's measured out. It's measured out unto us. That's why the Lord knew everything to do in the right moments, everything to say in the right moments. Knew how to bound, how to obey, how not to offend, how to offend. Uh, all of the little riddles that the scribes and the Pharisees were trying to get him, he was debunking or giving them a riddle to their riddle in a sense, because he didn't have no measures of the Spirit. But the Lord has given us what we need. He's given us the amount that we need, all right, that within our strength and our power and our ability and our force, right? What was this one again? Come on, man. I ain't click on that. That says so we got our several. Yep, pertaining to one's own, your own power, your own force, That's what the Lord has given us. All right. So let's go back. So we back in Matthew 25 and 14. I'm going to read it again. It says, for the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling to a far country, who called his own servant and delivered unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, and another 2, and another 1, to every man according to his several ability. And straightway took he his journey. Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents. And likewise he that had received 2, he also gained other 2. But he that had received 1 went and digged in the earth, and hid his Lord's money. After a long time the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoned with them. And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more. His Lord said unto him, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things, I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents beside them. His Lord said unto him, well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things, I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. So as you see, the one that got 5 went and got 5. One that got 2 went and got 2, according to their several ability. Then and as you see, it said, good and faithful servant. So they had faith in flipping those talents. And that's what we have to have while we're doing these lessons, while we're on the highways and the hedges through the Spirit. We got to have faith in YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. Okay? And, faith and fear, man. Because that fear get you up and going. It says, verse 24. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed. And I was afraid, and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. His Lord answered and said unto him, thou wicked and slothful servant, Why? Because he didn't put in no work. He didn't go and flip anything. He didn't go and, he just buried it and said, well, I'm going to keep it safe. Thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not, and gathered where I have not strawed. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I should have received mine own with usury. Take therefore the talent from him, and give it unto him which hath 10 talents, because that's what can happen within this truth. If you're not operating and putting in work and labor, the Lord can take the spirit off you and give it unto somebody else. And what this is showing you, at the end of the day, the job is going to get done, whether it's by you, or if you don't want to do it, the Lord's going to find you something to do, or find someone to do it. Because I know I'm not the only brother that has had lessons on my mind and intended to do lessons and didn't get around to it, and then another brother ended up doing a lesson very similar. Well, obviously the Lord wanted that to get out there. That's why you gotta go. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Utilize those talents. Because remember, one plant, one water, but it's YAHAWASHI that gives the increase. All right. It says, take therefore the talents from him and give it unto him which hath 10 talents. He like, I know he can get the job done. The one with 2 talents, he probably can get it done too. But he had 5 and he flipped those 5. So just give it to him, because we need to get this job done. For unto everyone that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that hath not shall be taken away even that which he hath. So if you don't utilize the gift, the spirit, the measure of the spirit that YAHAWASHI has given you, he'll take it away. You know that you're Israelite and you're on the highways, and then you want to start chilling out and not going out as much or doing as many lessons or really giving the Lord, supping with the Lord. He's going to take that spirit off of you, man. All right. It says, and cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. Get rid of him. Get him out of here. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So call Allah YAHAWASHI through the spirit. We got to constantly, consistently, because what I had did is I looked up, like right here. Oh, no, not that one. That's my blood work. I might have got rid of it. Oh yeah, here we go. I said how to increase your credit score. And it says to increase your credit score, focus on 2 primary factors. Consistently paying your bills on time, because we're in debt. All right. So you got to look at your credit score like your salvation score, in a sense, and you got to consistently do this work, man. And it says in keeping your credit card balances low relative to your credit limit, because with a credit card, they say you don't want to spend over, you don't want to have your usage over 30%. So you got $1,000 credit card, you don't really want to go more than that $300 balance. All right. So within this truth, right? Because the way you build credit is you actually take a risk. All right. Because you're not just going to build your credit by just having one account. No, you get that first account, you manage that properly. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you get Nebraska Furniture Mart. You got some furniture, now you paying that off, and then you pay it all up. Well, I mean, unless you keep getting furniture and keep, buying stuff from there, you'll have more, what do they call it? Not cases, but pretty much you'll have, more activity. That's called YAHAWASHI. That's the word I was looking for. More activity on your card. Well, it's the same in this truth. You got to be active. You can't take hiatuses. You can't go and chill, because if you have a credit card and you just don't use it, hey, well, Apostle Apostle Tahar told us what they did with his credit card. You know, because that's their goal. They want you to use it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how, like he said, that's how they make their money. You use it, they make their money off the interest. You know, that's why when it comes to credit cards, you get what you get, you pay it off before the month is out. You know, but most people do what? They lose their mind, go swiping everywhere. You know, that's the same as people being in this truth and they're not doing it properly. They're not in order. You know, they're doing what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? You was told not to go and spend that money like that. You just had to get the new pair of shoes. All right? You just had to eat out every day. Well, you should have not been slothful. You should have just made your food. All right? So through the spirit, that's we gotta, you know, we gotta continue to fight, continue to labor, you know, because as we can see, we getting closer and closer to the end, you know. 2025 flew by. You know, maybe I'll do a lesson titled that, you know, but it really flew, you know. Like even from Thanksgiving to Christmas to New Year's, man, that little month or whatever went by so fast. It was crazy. You know, it was crazy. And it's all the works of the Lord, man. He said he's going to shorten the days for the elect's sake, you know, or else no flesh should be saved. So this is where we at. We in those days. But with that, Lord willing, you was edified, and Lord willing, we allowed to endure unto the end. Once again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, QADASH, Shalom.